Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Monday, August 18th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
The sights and sounds of the Canadian National Exhibition.
What a tradition, right? 146 years. I think we're all connected to it.
The annual fair is now open.
Well, we haven't been for 2 years, and so now we decided it was time to come back. And it's been fantastic.
It's great because there's just so many interesting and new things here at the X.
With over 1.5 million people coming through over the 2.5-week period, it's an end of summer tradition.
It doesn't matter if you're a kid or 81 years old, there's something here for everybody. It's a really important tradition in the city.
From the food that shocks you,
some very extreme reactions. It is a shock factor with the spicy habanero bacon cotton candy, but people have been loving it.
My brain doesn't know how to, it's really good.
To the rides that thrill you.
To go on the Ferris wheel.
The drop tower.
Like the one that went upside down.
There's something for everyone, and it's all about making memories.
The CNE runs through to September 1st. For more information on all the rides, attractions, everything going on, you can go to thex.com. Reporting live, I'm Jessica Smith. Nathan, I'll send things back inside to you.
Right here in the park, named after Oscar Peterson. There's so many people who have stories about him. On stage, co-founder of the Montreal Jazz Festival, André Menard, who had Oscar on stage so many times. Dr. Oliver Jones, who played with Oscar, and also Skipper Dean, reminiscing about this jazz giant.
We have Daniel Claude-Bouchard, we have Jonathan Emile, we have Dr. Oliver Jones, was nice enough to come to perform a little bit.
It started in this neighborhood in the 1950s. Oscar Peterson was one of the first big jazz celebrities out of this neighborhood. Of course, Oliver Jones and Daisy Sweeney followed up. And they're all being remembered tonight here in Oscar Peterson Park. There's speeches, there's also performances coming up, and a beautiful photography exhibition of photos taken by Peterson himself, because he fancied himself a photographer. But there's also portraits, beautiful portraits like one from 2004 with Oscar and Oliver embracing after performance at the Jazz Festival. There's 60 years of glimpses of Oscar Peterson's career from the Peterson family archives. To tell us more about Oscar Peterson, here's a member of another Montreal jazz family, Charles Biddle Jr.
Listen, to me, Oscar was my childhood because my father, Charlie Biddle, being from Philadelphia when he migrated here, he immediately was drawn into the jazz scene in the late 50s. So Oscar was already on the scene, and he was a big name then, you know. People were talking about this incredible young jazz pianist.
On stage this evening, Jonathan Emile, Dr. Jones, also Michelle Sweeney, and others reminiscing about Oscar Peterson. And the gathering's a bit of a grassroots community, just like Oscar was born into 100 years ago in this very community. From Oscar Peterson Park in Little Burgundy, I'm Christine Long.
Colorful displays, stocked shelves, and the unmistakable feeling of fun await anyone who walks in the doors of Cowtown Kids Toy and Candy.
People come in and they're just like, wow, I can't believe this is all here. I mean, people told me about it, but it's just, it's totally different when you can step in and experience it.
For the last 10 years, Cowtown Kids has called Main Street in Maple Creek home, delighting locals and out-of-town visitors alike with its charm.
Seeing the idea of the history and using wooden crates to display product, that really kind of spurred us on. And so we just started with a very small offering on the main floor, and then to what it's grown into today.
It all began in 2015 and has quickly expanded into multiple areas throughout the building, filled with toys, collectibles, and even 12,000 puzzles displayed upstairs.
We also built on the back of our main building to add more space for our games room and our farm room upstairs.
The growth doesn't stop there. The family operates their business out of 4 buildings, each of them with their own stories.
The building next door to the toy store is the candy and ice cream shop. 3 buildings down from the toy store is the bookstore, and then across the street and down is Old Town Plush. So I'm standing in the old jail cell. These are the part of the brick wall here, and the bars are up top.
Like any building that's been standing for more than a century, it's had its share of uses over the years.
The one part that we're standing in right now was built in 1910. It was Gillett Saddlery and Harness Shop. And then in 1912, the second part of the building was built, and it was Birch's Hardware. In 1923, they turned it into the provincial building, and they added a jail cell.
Despite its age, much of the existing building remains, including the original brick and the tin ceiling. And while much has changed over the years, one thing's certain, the biggest joy comes from the smallest customers.
I like working at Oscar Toys.
We don't go to the city hardly for anything when it comes to any toy or any need we need for the kids in that way for entertainment. It's always fun to watch them find new things in here, and we find something new every time we come.
It's not just the little ones that find joy in the store. Some of the older visitors also come across toys that make them feel like a kid.
But you'd like that.
I don't know.
The police car to build it. Meccano. That's kind of neat.
As much as I love working and running in my stores, there's always that part of me that's like, okay, what's next?
Siemens and his staff are working on a smaller scale expansion for the store, but remain focused on what matters most. Keeping the fun alive for everyone who walks through the door. Angela Stewart, CTV News, Maple Creek.
Ottawa's Muslim community is coming together to support the victim of an alleged hate-motivated attack that has left people on edge.
When an incident like this occurs, and especially when it involves, hateful comments, Islamophobic slurs, and physical assault plus threats, then that can be extremely concerning and cause quite a bit of fear, as you can imagine, in the community.
A young woman wearing a hijab was reportedly assaulted and threatened by a man while she was riding an OC Transpo bus in Canada earlier this week.
If our members of our community and residents of this city are not feeling safe, then there is a problem, and that problem needs to be addressed.
Public safety becoming a concern for transit riders following the attack, especially those in the Muslim community.
Safety is always the top priority, always, every day. It's what our staff are trained to do first and foremost.
OC Transpo condemning the act of violence, adding it's committed to ensuring all riders feel safe on every route.
We have staff throughout the network all the time, so I guess I want to just reiterate that there's always someone there to support. Customers are never alone.
Riders are encouraged to report any harassment, use emergency buttons, or contact transit special constables if they feel unsafe.
We want people to be able to move around our city, especially on public transit, feeling safe, not feeling threatened in any way.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says he met with the family of the victim shortly after the attack and says incidents like this are unacceptable and require a united response.
As leaders in the community, we will push back against that. We will do everything we can to keep our residents safe and to make Ottawa a place that is free from hatred.
While police are investigating, the Canada Muslim Association is focusing on community dialogue, hosting a rally Friday night to show solidarity, reject hate, and call for safer public transit.
This is an issue that is not specific to the Muslim community. Of course, this attack was Islamophobic in nature, but public safety on transit is, I believe, a real concern to all citizens of the city.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
Something is missing from this stretch of the QE2 in Nisku, the perch outside Flamin Sales, Rentals and Fitness, where you'll usually see a man running on a treadmill, is now empty.
We've had people calling concerned.
Nearly 365 days a year for 30 years, he has run alongside traffic here. The Running Man was created by the company's founder, Frank Flamin.
Frank's reason for coming up with the Flamin Man was to advertise not only did Flamin have agriculture equipment and rentals and sales of trailers, but that we also had a fitness side to Flamin as well.
He's usually dressed in Oilers or Elks gear, but also has a Santa suit, bunny costume, and a pink outfit in support of breast cancer awareness.
And he's a really important part of the Flamin team too. People notice when he's not up, if he's down either for repairs or change of clothes.
Running outside in all kinds of weather every day can take a toll. Even on a machine.
Well, he runs on a series of mechanical linkages. This is a 90-degree gearbox that works his legs and at the same time works his arm to keep him running 24/7 the way he loves to do.
He has had his share of injuries over the years, including broken arms and a hip.
That'll be the problem.
And what is that?
This is his motor. This is the heart of the running man.
When things go wrong, it's Travis Johnson to the rescue.
I am the Flamin' Man's doctor. I get to fix him anytime he goes down. Well, usually when he breaks an arm, I can have a part overnight, but something like this has to come directly from the manufacturer.
It may be another week before Running Man's new heart arrives, but the company has a promise.
He will definitely be going back up.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Nisku.
Lloyd Taylor is leading a peloton like no other this summer.
Some days we're as few as 2 riders cycling down a lonely road. Some days we're as many as 200.
The Torontonian is heading up the Spinning Wheels Tour, a 2-month ride that'll cross 10 provinces and hit 3 Canadian coasts, all for the fight against Parkinson's.
The disease really makes you retreat, curl up in a ball, stay on the couch, and yet the opposite is what's needed.
Taylor has Parkinson's disease. It's a neurological condition that causes tremors and other health issues. 110,000 other Canadians have it too. People like Denise Lawson, who joined the tour this week after being moved by the mission. Everyone has a story and hope.
I've been living with it for 14 years. Being active is so important to manage your symptoms well, and being in a community really, really helps.
This group started in Victoria. They'll cover more ground in Alberta and Saskatchewan before some break off and make the trek north to Churchill, Manitoba.
The scenery is wonderful, but it's the people, and we meet them every single day. People are so kind.
The ride hopes to raise awareness and about $200,000 for disease research and community programming. It'll be passed out to local Parkinson's programs in places these riders visit.
Cause and a cure, as well as ways to alleviate symptoms or stop the progression of Parkinson's.
And believe it or not, the biking itself is helping that too.
I got on the bike and the symptoms all disappeared, and I phoned my wife at the end of the day. I said, "You can't believe it. I rode all day, the symptoms are gone." She said, "Well, then you better keep riding."
The tour wraps up next month in Toronto. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Dana and Jason Gillis have this 1977 Ford Pinto polished up in their driveway, but it's not going for a weekend spin. It's going to be part of something bigger.
The car show, it comes deep from our hearts.
This weekend will mark the 6th annual Aaron Jolene Memorial Car Show. The first one was held in 2020, only months after Aaron Tuck and Jolene Oliver and their daughter Emily Tuck were killed in the Nova Scotia mass shooting.
Aaron was like my brother I never had.
Jason Gillis and Aaron Tuck were best friends, bonded by a love of old cars. The star of tomorrow's show will be the Pinto named Emily, which was Aaron and Jason's baby and would have eventually been hers.
It was going to be Emily's car when she had turned 18, so that's why we had, named the car Emily.
Emily Tuck is well remembered for her fiddle performance as part of the ultimate online Nova Scotia kitchen party during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, and for the catchphrase on the back of these t-shirts.
And at the end, she kind of got, a little sarcastic with him and said, "There's some fiddle for you." So that just kind of suited the shirts, and we go with it every year.
The car show will take place here at this car dealership in Sydney from 11 until 3 on Saturday, and this year's event just happens to fall on what would have been Aaron Tuck's 51st birthday. The organizers say proceeds will go to Loaves and Fishes in Sydney, and that last year's event raised more than $2,500. And while hundreds are expected to come check out the old makes and models, it's the family's memory that is the driving force behind this.
I remember them every day. I wake up every morning and look at their picture and say good morning to them. And, in the garage, just me working on the car, and I'll have a conversation with Aaron and try and get his help and guidance still to get the car up and running so we can actually drive it and show it in their memory.
Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Oh my gosh, I am so happy. I am gonna be going here pretty much every week.
Waterloo residents with a sweet tooth have a new spot to enjoy. Crumble opened its doors at 200 Northfield Drive West Friday morning. The company, taking social media by storm, is known for their creative cookies.
We have 7 rotating flavors. Every single week you get your cookie drop on Sundays.
It is Instagram and TikTok famous. Everybody can't wait for them to come out. There's over 250 gourmet flavors that rotate throughout the year. So I think that's really exciting because it creates a buzz and excitement for what we're going to be serving.
People lined up hours before the grand opening in hopes of getting their hands on their favorite flavors.
Brownie. The cheesecake one.
That
it was
one,
like a
like the
strawberry one.
Something like
I
that.
don't know. It was really good though. I like the original though because it's just like classic, like the original semi-sweet.
They had this like key lime pie one for a while. I hope they bring that one back.
Originating in the United States, the trendy treats have made their way north of the border.
First time I went in America, and then last time I went, I brought her a cookie and she loved it so much.
How much dough? A single cookie is around $7. New to Waterloo Region, but these co-owners are no strangers to the crumble craze. Back in April, they opened a location in Guelph, marking the first store in southwestern Ontario.
Born and raised here, worked here, and we've hired a lot of great local kids that couldn't find jobs.
Including Milos, who brought his aunt to check out the opening.
Well, I didn't expect this line to be this long. I think it's the best cookie out there. I think it's worth it.
The store is open Monday to Thursday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and 8 until midnight on Fridays and Saturdays.
Sundays we're closed because we have to rotate the menu for the week after and give everybody a little bit of a break.
Regardless of what time you stop by, owners say you should be able to try any flavor.
Everything is made from scratch and baked fresh in house. So we constantly are having our mixers going, our ovens going. You can see back there. We're planning to have full cookie availability for everybody.
Kara Smapp, CTV News, Waterloo.
The Rough Riders are returning to Griffith Stadium, and this time it's not just for training camp. The green and white will take to the field for a preseason game in May 2026.
We know Saskatoon is going to show up with massive energy like they always do, and we can't wait until May of 2026.
It's been 35 years since the Riders last played a home game outside of Regina. In 1988, the Rough Riders took on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at the Gordie Howe Bowl, winning 41-6. Each year, Saskatoon would be home to a CFL preseason game until this match in 1991, ending in a dramatic late touchdown win for the Riders. Mayor Cynthia Block says the city is ready to host the event once again.
I know Saskatoon is going to be more than ready to roll out the red carpet and make sure that our neighbors across this great province are treated to the warm hospitality of this city.
The Riders CEO says discussions about bringing back a preseason game to Saskatoon have been ongoing for years, but the opportunity arose when an extra home game was added to next season's schedule. The Riders typically host 9 regular season games, but with the Toronto Argonauts Stadium holding the 2026 FIFA World Cup, both of the teams' matchups will now be played in Regina. Meanwhile, the Saskatchewan Huskies head coach says the team is excited to share their turf with the Riders.
It is an absolute pleasure when we move out of the building and have these guys move in. It's aspirational for our young men.
The team says the full 2026 season schedule, including the dates of the preseason game, will be unveiled in the off-season. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Joan Etchu has always had a not-so-secret crush on firefighters. In fact, she literally sleeps on a pillowcase covered in pictures of them.
Why not?
So when Windsor Fire and Rescue rolled up to her door at hospice earlier this week, it was a dream come true.
Oh, it's amazing. Things that, you don't think you'll ever see. And at my age, there's not much time left, so I do what I want, when I want, if I want. That's my philosophy.
I thought it was wonderful. My mom's always liked firefighters, and when the staff here came about and saying that they wanted to put this together for my mom, I was ecstatic.
While Joan's visit wasn't part of any fundraiser, hospice says moments like this show the heart of what they do, making every day count.
Hospice is a home, so whatever is going to make somebody feel more like home, we want to encourage. So that's bringing in favorite things, so maybe somebody it's a pet to come visit, or maybe if you love to do art, we want to make sure you can do that. And if you love firefighters, well, we bring them in and make sure they have a visit with you.
That same spirit is behind the hospice's 23rd annual face-to-face campaign, now underway.
It's not just one group. We've got EMS, we've got fire, we've got police, all part of our kickoff that you're going to see.
It raises money for the Genie program, short for granting exceptional and impactful experiences, which helps transport families so they can spend more time together.
This covers the whole area off. We know that every year it's covered. They don't have to worry about it, and they can also go ahead and do other things.
Last year's campaign raised $111,000 for hospice locally, and over the last 22 years, it has raised a total of $1.7 million.
The great thing about this campaign is we're only asking for $10 from everybody.
Donations can be made online or in person across Windsor-Essex all month to help the hospice keep making memories.
Very nice.
The hospice says 100% of donations stay local right here in Windsor-Essex, funding care, comfort, and yes, even a few dreams come true. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Worked out well.
There's lots of love at the home of Michael Etier's parents, 90-year-old Larry and 87-year-old Teresa. Michael and his partner Beth wanted to pay tribute to them.
My intention was to simply put together, the accomplishments that have happened over the period of time.
It all started when Larry started to complain about the front lawn and how the grass looked. So Michael suggested they just rip it up and lay rock and stone. For several weeks, the family spent time together, driving up and down various roads, finding large rocks. And then they began adding to it, continuing to expand it.
Well, all these little decorations are all handmade. He's been able to pick up a few odds and ends from garage sales and repainted them and redecorated them and repotted them.
Then Teresa's artistic ideas blossomed.
I do like flowers, and I thought, well, stone and flower would make a nice rock garden sort of thing. So we did come up with a theme.
The theme is love.
We take the deer in at night because you don't want to get stolen. And I forgot to put it out the other day, and somebody come up the other day and told the wife, "Where's your deer?"
It was Michael's way of spreading some joy and love in the neighborhood, while at the same time paying tribute to his parents' 66th wedding anniversary, which is coming up in a little over a month.
People have come right up to the gazebo to congratulate us.
The display has received many compliments. Some neighbors have written letters.
Over in Aberdeen, they stopped by with their dogs, and they've actually taken pictures of their own families in front of the garden itself.
The Etiers plan to continue tweaking the garden from time to time.
Or even put my parents' name in there or something of that nature.
Joking that it's quite literally a labor of love. Eric Tashner, CTV News.
That's one picture of me. I was a year and 3 months.
And not long after he posed in front of a picture of a city, Ali Elhaj Obeid started seeing the real buildings bombed.
In Syria, all I can remember is the war.
And never forget the friends and family he lost.
I really don't prefer to talk much about it because it really hurts.
Well, his family eventually found temporary safety moving to Turkey. Ali had to start working full-time to support them when he was 12.
Scary, tough.
You were just a little boy.
Yeah.
Working 12-hour shifts, almost 6 days a week at a clothing manufacturer.
And in break times, I started sitting at the machines and discovering how to use those machines.
Ali taught himself how to sew before designing and crafting clothes for his mom and younger sister when he was 13.
It felt a big achievement.
He got so good, Ali was promoted to manager at 17.
There is no way to love it. When you work there, you are just like a machine.
Ali would find solace spending time with his family and watching YouTube videos about Canada.
It was my dream to come and be here one day.
So you can imagine how Ali felt when, after applying to multiple countries, his family was accepted to immigrate here.
I can't really explain it in words.
When they arrived, Ali earned a job sewing, was accepted to college, and fell in love.
That's my wedding suit.
Ali made it from scratch, while also tailoring this wedding dress for his wife.
Tailoring to me is not just sewing, it's an art.
It's now Ali's passion, which he couldn't be more grateful to share after realizing his dream of opening his own tailoring business.
My hope is pay back to Canada.
And after his life was torn apart by war, Ali's committed to stitch it back together by using his skills to be of service.
Kindness is the main thing in life, being kind to others.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.